Hello and welcome, all friends and devotees of yoga and meditation and Buddhist studies. Today is the last day of August, the 31st of August 2015. It's also a Monday today, the first day of the week. This lecture series, we are now in the second series, researching the works of Grandmaster Ching Kong. Grandmaster Ching Kong is a very eminent, one of the most eminent Chinese Buddhist authorities alive today. He has done extensive research into Buddhism, true Buddhism, I call it, true Buddhism. Buddhism as it was in the time of the Buddha. He really brought us a lot of light from true Buddhism, what I call true Buddhism. Buddhism exactly as it was in the time of the Buddha. So I really honor and revere, and I would like to use this opportunity to do so again, honor and revere Grandmaster Ching Kong for his great effort to really bring us a lot of light, what I call the light of Buddhism. To begin, we'll continue reading the investigation from the investigation of Grandmaster Ching Kong. We'll continue reading. If you have To Understand Buddhism is the name of the work. For those who are new, why don't you go to the website? The websites are attached to these videos. I've attached at least 2 or 3 websites to these videos. You should go there and try to fish out this research masterpiece. And if you've already pulled out the volume, I would like you to go to page 10. We're going to start our reading this morning from page 10, the 10th page. We'll proceed. We'll read a couple of pages, and then you'll contemplate on the findings of Grandmaster Ching Kong. You reflect and you meditate on our research findings. And then if you have any comments, any questions, feel free to contact me. My contact email address is c.aburime@hotmail.com, c.aburime, c.aburime@hotmail.com, or colorcollege@hotmail.com. Color spelled British, COLOURCOLLEGE, colorcollege@hotmail.com. Okay, so just feel free to contact me if you have any questions or any comments regarding this research and investigation into what I call true Buddhism or real Buddhism. Buddhism as it was in the time of the Buddha, not corrupt Buddhism, not Buddhism, contemporary Buddhism. A lot of contemporary Buddhist schools have sort of greatly increased, which is good, upon the works, but we really need a research piece here that really brings us accurately to be able to see the Buddha precisely as he was. We'd like to see the Buddha. There's a teacher-student relationship here, as Grandmaster Ching Kong correctly points out. We have a teacher-student relationship with the Buddha. The Buddha is our teacher. He's our greatest teacher. He's our supreme teacher. We are the students of the Buddha. That's Gautama Siddhartha, the Buddha, who is our greatest teacher. So the relationship between us and the Buddha is not God and sinners. As you find in Judeo-Christian systems, you have God and sinners, God and sinful man relationship. No, that's not our relationship. Our relationship with Buddha is like student-professor, student-teacher. The Buddha is our teacher. He's not our God. He is our teacher, and we are the students, and we honor our teacher, and we respect our teacher, and we try to follow the teachings of our teacher. So the relationship between us, after nearly 3,000 years, and Gautama Siddhartha, the Buddha, is a teacher-student relationship. That's precisely what Grandmaster Ching Kong said. That's exactly the description used by Grandmaster Ching Kong. And of course, I've immediately adopted that description. So the relationship between us today, after nearly 3,000 years, after 2,600 years plus, and the Buddha, Gautama Siddhartha, the Buddha, is a teacher-student relationship. He is our teacher, we are his students, and we follow his teachings as much as possible. And what are the teachings? They concentrate on suffering. The Buddha was not interested in whether there are gods or no gods. He's not interested in that. I don't need to know whether there are gods in the heavens or whether there are no gods in the heavens. I just need to know that we, human beings, are suffering in the world now. And that if there is something we could do about our sufferings right now to remove our sufferings, we'll have a very happy life. And I'm interested in having a very happy life. So I'm interested in finding out solutions to sufferings, just like sickness. Doctors, okay, researchers, they're interested in finding, hey, what are the solutions to AIDS? What are the solutions to cancer? What are the solutions to Ebola? So that we can remove AIDS from humanity, plaguing humanity. We want to remove cancer from plaguing humanity. We want to remove Ebola from plaguing West Africans and all who were in West Africa last year when the disease really came out. This is what doctors are interested in. That was Buddha's interest. We are just interested in removing suffering from humanity. You can imagine if you did not suffer at all, if you did not feel pain at all, if I did not suffer at all, if I did not feel pain at all. That's why I am greatly interested in the Buddha, because the Buddha is interested in you not suffering and in me not suffering and in all humankind not suffering at all. That's the straight single objective of the Buddha. The Buddha worked hard all his days to research suffering, to understand the cause of suffering, to teach people about suffering and how to extirpate, remove, eradicate suffering from humanity. So that's our interest, and we proceed from page 10 this morning. I'll just read briefly. From this, it says, we can comprehend intuitively the difference between Buddhism and worldly education. From the Buddha, we learn the true teachings and proper enlightenment. Only with this proper enlightenment can one escape all sufferings to obtain true happiness. As human beings, we undergo the sufferings of birth, old age, sickness, and death. We do not attain what we seek, are parted with our loved ones, and find ourselves in the presence of those whom we resent or even hate. We are surrounded by all these sufferings with no apparent way of being truly free. Only after learning Buddhism will we be able to reach genuine liberation. The Flower Adornment Sutra explains to us, all sentient beings possess the same wisdom and virtuous capabilities as the Buddha, but these qualities are unattainable due to wandering thoughts and attachments. This clearly explains the root cause of our problems. Practicing Buddhism is to accord with the teachings of the Buddha to rid us of wandering, discriminating, imaginary thoughts and attachments. Thus, we uncover our pure mind, in turn giving rise to true wisdom, which is proper enlightenment. Therefore, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas would not recognize the intelligent and worldly wisdom, as it lacks the pure mind, the proper enlightenment. Upon attaining proper enlightenment, one has the ability to transcend the endless cycles of birth and death, not to mention the ability to solve everyday problems. Whether talking about the Buddha's education or worldly education, it is essential to understand the concept of delving deeply into one method in order to attain achievement. This is especially so in Buddhism. One who truly wishes to learn effectively needs to follow only one teacher and practice only one path to ensure a smooth journey. When following two teachers with two different paths, one is bound to become confused as to which path to take. Even worse, following three teachers catches one at a T street. Grandmaster says, with four teachers, one is caught at a cross street. Today, young people like to learn a lot, but fail to attain a good result. The problem lies with being caught at those cross streets, confused as to which way to take. For one to succeed and attain achievement in practicing Buddhism, one needs to follow just one teacher and concentrate on just one method. What is this achievement? True achievement is attaining a pure mind. Upon achieving some degree of pure mind, one will have fewer afflictions and thus an increase in true wisdom, enabling one to solve problems in this world and beyond. Without this true wisdom, there is no way to truly solve problems. Therefore, true wisdom is essential in leading a happy and fulfilling life. On a broader scale, it can help us to solve society's problems. Today, there are many intelligent politicians who thought they were very smart, but have ended up bringing their countries to the brink of disaster, as well as putting their citizens through much misery. What is the reason for this? These leaders have not severed their afflictions, discriminating and wandering thoughts and attachments. Consequently, their first consideration is their own benefit, their self-attachment. The Buddha taught us to attain true wisdom by first breaking free of our own viewpoints. Without this wisdom, one could misinterpret the meanings within the Mahayana Sutras. If one is able to part from the selfish mind, then true benefits will definitely be received. With proper enlightenment, only when one has no ego or self-attachment will one be able to differentiate true from false, proper from deviated, right from wrong, and beneficial from harmful. Without breaking through one's own viewpoints, one will not have these abilities. From this we understand there is a standard to the proper enlightenment. So folks, at this point, let me pause a bit to give you a room to reflect. Our objective as Buddhists is to do a lot of research, delve into new knowledge, and then bring it to contemplation and meditation, a lot of reflection. This is what I leave you to. So do the contemplation, do the reflection, do the meditation, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Today is Monday. I wish you a pleasant week ahead. Namo Amitofo.